Hello and welcome to the Kidderminster Harriers YouTube channel, presented for 1 week only. An incredible honour for me, James O'Brien, and of course I get to ask the gaffer a few questions as well, which was an offer I certainly couldn't refuse. We should probably begin, Russ, with congratulations for the result against Leamington last night. That looks to be like a team firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think so. I'm absolutely delighted, to be honest, going into the West Ham game to have completed the amount of games we have had in the last 21 days. Seven games in 3 weeks is not easy. We've had to use the squad, and picking up 16 points out of a possible 21 is very good on my terms.
How hard have you worked to keep the focus of the squad on the league, with all the FA Cup excitement surrounding you? It'd be the Fairsley Celtic result was probably, in some ways, the most important, to come off the back of the Reading game and have that, the bread and butter result, really, wasn't it, on the following Tuesday night?
Yeah, for sure. Has it been hard when there's been a game every 3 days? Naturally,
They haven't had time. They haven't had time to get.
They haven't had time to think about it. So we always have a motto at our place: the next game is the most important, and that's what we've done. They've proven me right. We've lost one game to the team down the road in that 7 game period, but we've amassed a lot of points. So testament to the group. It's a really good group, tight knit squad, good personalities in there. Very good experience, and they've done all this themselves, really.
But you are obviously, aware of what a massive moment Saturday will be for the Harriers. How does it rank in your own career? How big a deal is this in the sort of on the Russ Penn CV?
This is tops. This is got to be. Look, we're in the actually the BBC Match of the Day studio here now, and it's unbelievable. It's just finally its own because I've tried to park it for the last 4 weeks because we've had so many games that, like you said, the bread and butter. But today I've come to the ground. It is like going to the Molyneux at the Wolves. It's just full on sponsorship boards everywhere, cameras everywhere. The itinerary for Saturday, it's just frightening, and it's great.
And what does it mean for the club? I mean, financially, it's going to make a big difference. It's an incredible vote of confidence, really, for the still relatively new owners, and of course for you yourself. What sort of injection does it give into a club like Kiddy?
Well, financially, it's massive. Hopefully, I won't be too cheeky in asking the chairman for a couple of players come the end of the season. But no, you don't budget on FA Cup runs and FA Trophy runs, and we didn't budget to even get past the first round. So to have the amount of finances we've had come through in the last 6 months is remarkable. It puts the club in good stead for the next couple of years, I would have thought. And it's just healthy emotions around the place and a great energy. Got the buzz back. I wanted to do that personally, just to be competitive in the Football League, really. But to have the FA Cup, what an added bonus.
It's also a massive shop window, of course. And speaking of the squad, I was looking at the balance of the squad, and there's a depth and a maturity to it. So some of the big names possibly won't have other clubs come calling. But how conscious are you when you're in the National League North that an FA Cup run like this could act as an advertisement, and you could have people sniffing around for some of your best players, making offers that would be very hard to refuse?
Well, from a selfish point of view, it's not very nice.
No.
But on the flip side, it means you're doing well. You're doing a good job. You're training the lads well. They're developing. But I want to build an environment here where it's got to take a really good offer for players to leave. I want players to be part of it. I think they're relatively happy here, or very happy actually this season. And you have to take a good money offer and a good club to pull these players away. If that's the case, then I'll drive them there myself because I know how high these players want to play. I was exactly the same when I was at Kidderminster 15 years ago. You want to play as high as you possibly can, but it's got to be the right club. But yeah, you're right. They put themselves in the shop window, but we all have, so it's great.
When you mention the happiness of the squad, it is, anyone who's got to Agborough, it's incredible. I've never known anything like it. And what's really interesting is when the subs come on, or even sometimes, obviously after the cup games, when the players who haven't even been in the squad everyone seems to feel part of it. Obviously you're going to be gutted if your names are not put up on the team sheet, but you've clearly put in some hard yards on getting that sense of spirit and unity. That's very special.
Yeah, we've recruited really well. It's not just a player. Of course, you've got to be an half decent player, but personality-wise as well, you've got to be part of the DNA what me and Jim are trying to build. You've got to be a good people person, good values. Yes, be disappointed. You'd be wrong not to be, but also you've got to back your teammates and you've got to drive them and push them. It's a short career football. If you're unhappy in the game, I don't see why you're in the game for. So we've got a good environment here at the moment, and I want the players to want to be a part of the football club first and foremost.
You brought in a couple of loan players recently, Preston and Redmond. So you're constantly, the squad's constantly evolving. You're not a tinkerer, really, are you? You do like to leave players on for as much of the match as possible and try and keep the squad as solid as possible. So can you give us a heads up about what you're thinking might be come Saturday?
First and foremost, I think you can always get better and always sign better. And I think that's our motto. I'm not here to be friends with anybody. Of course, we've got good relationships, but we're here for one thing only. That's to win football games. We've had Nathan Cameron got injured after the Reading game, and big part of our performances this season. And we brought a like-for-like replacement in with Matt Preston. So fortunately, the chairman's backed me with these kind of signings. Listen, it's got to be very hard to pick the team on Saturday. One, emotions, two, performances, but three, you don't want to let people down. But it's part of the game. That's what I'm paid to do, and I'm sure everyone involved in the squad will give everything.
Is there a single moment from the cup runs, and you're not allowed to have final whistles, obviously? Is there a single moment that stands out as the real pinch yourself minute?
For this Saturday coming?
No, for the previous run, right up until today, and particularly in the last two games, were there like one moment on the pitch where you just sort of looked to the heavens?
When we scored the equaliser against Reading in the second half, I knew we would win that game. The emotion of playing a club we were in disarray, Reading, the fans getting on at the manager. I thought everything's ticking our boxes here, and I just knew it was coming. I even knew we wouldn't even go to extra time. We were so on top. So when Morgs scored that 1-inch stunner, it was fantastic. It was a screamer, proper FA Cup goal. But delighted. And I thought we managed to sort out the game quite comfortably, without being disrespectful to Reading.
It was to be fair, it was a better goal than the early commentary allowed. It was actually quite a nifty little touch on the line. But it was such a scramble that it looked a bit kind of rough.
He Cruyffed it in, but he took four players with him. He just scrummaged his way through the back of the line. But, I think that's what it's all about. He celebrated as though he scored a 35-yard bicycle kick.
He might as well have done. He's written his book in the club legend. Indeed, you all have. Finally, Russ, a quick word, because I've got to ask him a few questions before the game on Saturday. A quick word about the chairman. He's brought something very special to Agborough, hasn't he?
He really has. He's got the club at heart, obviously, with his old man being part of the football club 20 years ago. He lost interest in football when his father passed away, but he's got that energy back now. And I think together we're working well, which is quite rare to say, really, when I listen to other managers. And I think our energy is going to go places. I really do. We're bouncing off each other. What's happened this year is just, listen, it's a 1 in 20 year kind of history. It's repeating itself from '94, and it's just balmy at the moment. So everything's good. Everyone's smiling. Don't get me wrong. I know exactly what's around the corner in 6 months, 12 months time, when the pressure's there and the results aren't going the way. That's why you've got to enjoy it now.
That's a lovely philosophy to have. It's a real privilege to talk to you, and an absolute pleasure. It's not something I've said very often over the years, to be a Kidderminster Harriers fan at the moment. Will you come on my radio show on Friday, say a few words as part of the build-up?
100%. James, honestly, mate, this is an honour for me as well. I've got a lot of friends and family, big fans of yours. My WhatsApp's going to be going mad tonight. Mad.
Well, I'm the one that's honoured, and good luck for Saturday, mate.
Thanks, James.
Nice one, Russ. Cheers, mate.